Hi, this is Alison, Little Miss Grosser, with another video. I just thought I'd do some recent watches, sort of updates, and tell you what I've been watching. A lot of the stuff I've been watching has actually been on YouTube, watching films from there. Started off with a Kung Fu film. I can't remember if I mentioned this in my last recent watches. It's called Drunken Master Slippery Snake, which is it's a martial arts film, and it's batshit crazy. I don't think more than a few minutes go by without someone kicking the shit out of somebody. It's more like a series of jackass skits put together. It's fun though. I did enjoy it. Another thing I've been watching is the Doomed House series of films. Two by Lucio Fulci, one by I think it's Lamberto Bava. We saw House of Clocks first, which is by Lucio Fulci, which I am not a Fulci fan by any stretch of the imagination, but this one looked it's a lot different to his usual fare. For a start, it's nowhere near as violent, which is probably why I like it, because the violence in his films is a bit over the top for me. It's still got a very sort of dreamlike quality, like a lot of his films possess. I won't tell you too much about why it's called House of Clocks or the role that the clocks play, but they are an integral part of the plot, as you'll see if you decide that you want to watch it. The second one, I think, is also by Fulci, called The Sweet House of Horrors, which isn't good. It's not the worst film I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best. It's boring. The characters in it I just want to slap. So I won't be revisiting that one. It's about a pair of children who live in a house with their aunt and uncle, and the house is possessed, and it sounds a lot more interesting than it actually is, if I'm honest. And the third one, I think, as I say, by Lamberto Bava, and it's called The House of Lost Souls, which it's fun. It's okay. It's unintentionally funny in a couple of places with some of the editing and some of the deaths. It's about a group of teens who rock up to a house that turns out to be haunted, but that is all I'll say. Because otherwise, there's no point you watching it because it's ruined for you. And the other thing we watched recently was a film called Taste of Fear, which is written by Jimmy Sangster and is a Hammer film. And it's very, very odd. It is about a young lady in a wheelchair who goes to see her father, who she hasn't seen for 10 years. But all is not as it seems. Christopher Lee is in it with a not bad French accent, actually. But it's not one I'd heard of before, so I thought I'd give it a go. It's full of twists and turns. It's full of mystery. Excuse me, bit of a sore throat. But if you like your sort of mysteries, you like your horror thrillers that rely on suspense rather than gore, I can highly recommend it. I will go to my recent physical media watches. I can't remember if I mentioned this on the last video, so I will mention it. I watched it fairly recently, and it's Beavis and Butthead Do America, a completely different tack of what I've been talking about. It's been out since '96, so it's been out 30 years, but I'll read the synopsis off the back, just in case there's anybody out there who is new to Beavis and Butthead. Here we go. Oh, I'm looking at the back and, oh, no, there is some information, I beg your pardon. Our intrepid adolescent heroes wake up to find their beloved television stolen and embark on an epic journey across America to recover it, and who knows, maybe even score. On the way, they encounter a murderous smuggler of a deadly virus and his treacherous wife, an FBI agent with a predilection for cavity searches, a couple of rather familiar-looking ex-Motley Crue roadies, Mr. Van Driesen singing Lesbian Seagull, a little old lady, and of course Mr. Anderson and his trailer. Can the Great Cornholio save the day? It really is a fun film. It makes me laugh so much. So if you like sort of childish humour, I can highly recommend Beavis and Butthead Do America. Now, the next one I got only arrived today, and it is the Psycho Collection, Psycho 1 to 4. Now, I have seen the first one umpteen times, so I didn't feel the need to watch it again. Psycho 2 I watched on YouTube the other night to see if it was as good as I remembered it being. It cost me about, I think it was $2.49 standard definition, but I wanted to rewatch it before I got the box set. I already had Psycho on VHS, and I was searching for Psycho 2 by itself on DVD, but it weirdly turned out that Psycho set is actually cheaper to buy the box set than it is to buy Psycho 2 by itself. Now, I had seen part 4 years ago on the Horror Channel, when it was still called the Horror Channel. I think it's called Legend now. Channel 41 on Freeview. Sorry, I'm digressing again. But I couldn't recall ever seeing part 3. So I thought, well, I'll get the box set. And now my lovely friend Marcus, who also has a YouTube channel, check him out at xfile2708. He will be receiving that in the post fairly soon. I should be able to post it off by the weekend, but I'm digressing again. So the first film I know very well. The second one I watched, and I've literally just come away from watching parts 3 and 4. There's no description on the back of the box set, unfortunately, and I don't want to start giving away plot points because it could ruin all the films for you, which I really don't want to do, because, you know, there's people out there who either haven't seen them or have seen them, and but maybe not for quite a while, like me with parts 2 and 4. So I'll leave that out, but it is a very good box set. It cost me less than £7 for 4 films, so I really can't complain. And that's it for recent watches. So hopefully I will see you again soon, and you all take care. Bye.